Tiny newborn, pink-faced and wide-eyed, became the center of my world when I turned 10. I'd grown used to my world, just me and my parents, but as more and more guests came to visit, I came to realize how important he was. And they bring him piles and piles of gifts, like clothes, toys, gift cards. I thought it was kind of absurd that a baby who didn't do anything but eat and sleep was getting all this attention. But at the time, I was a newly made sibling with no experience of anything whatsoever. I was just a little bit jealous that I wasn't getting any attention. But as time went on and more guests came to visit, people would talk to my baby brother and tell him to take care of me, a fully capable and responsible girl in my eyes at least. Of course, they didn't see anything wrong with it, but growing up with a different background in a country that emphasizes individuality and equality over sheer tradition, I took offense. How was a 10-day-old baby going to protect me when he couldn't even open his eyes? I think. Am I not capable of taking care of myself? That's when the connection started to form in my head, to form a large, problematic, and misogynistic picture. I realized that maybe I might not be the only one, but the visits became less frequent and my confusion and annoyance faded away. Later in life, my experiences led me to realize it's okay to not stick with our traditions just because we've been doing it for however many hundreds of years. Maybe it's time to start thinking about what we're doing. And in America, many families have parents who come from different countries and children who are citizens of America. And there are also families where the children and the parents were born in different countries and came to America, so they aren't citizens. Because of all of our different backgrounds and the fact that we've come here together, I think it's time for us to reevaluate what we think is important and what traditions we deem as important and which we don't. By no means does this mean that I don't want to be considered Indian or religious or some kind of considered a weird person or whatever, but it just means that we shouldn't be following things that we've been blindly following just because it's what we've been told to do. If we think that something's not right, then maybe we should take action. After I realized all of this, I decided to do some research, and I discovered that in India, 21 million girls have been abandoned just simply because their families don't want them. And I thought that was absurd, like 21 million. And I realize that's a little bit extreme in comparison to my experiences, but it has to start somewhere, right? And I realized that though it might be a little bit extreme, it starts with the ideology that a girl is a burden and a boy is a means to success for a family. And I talked to my friends about it, and I realized that others had the same experience that I had. Grandparents only talked to older brothers or younger brothers, and relatives only talked about marriage. And I thought that was crazy because I didn't realize how common it was. But then came the question, what should we do about it? What needs to be done? And I realized that in a new environment here in America, we have the opportunity as a new generation in a new environment to make changes. And it took me a while to come up with an answer that wasn't full of resentment for my culture or anything like that. But I finally realized we're the answer. As cliche as it might sound, we're the ones who need to create the change we want to see in the world. And we're the next generation of our families, of this country, of our heritage, and we're the ones who need to create the change that we want to see in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Avani.